Welcome to the short discussion video on lung carcinoma. So the most common lung carcinoma is because of metastasis, that is secondary cancer, and the most common cause of primary lung cancer is adenocarcinoma. So we know that there are four types of lung carcinoma. One is squamous cell, then there is adenocarcinoma, then there is small cell and large cell lung cancer. Now we look at a table in which we will be revising all the important points about these cancers. So first we look at the male-female ratio. Now there is only one type in which females are more affected than males. So adenocarcinoma is the type in which females are more affected than males. In all other cases, males are more affected than females. Now moving to the location of the cancer. So squamous cell and small cell, both starting with S, are centrally located, whereas the other two are peripherally located. Association with smoking. Again, squamous cell and small cell, both starting with S, are associated with smoking, and the other two are not associated with smoking. Now looking at the paraneoplastic syndromes. So the paraneoplastic syndrome in squamous cell is hypercalcemia. In adenocarcinoma is migratory thrombophlebitis. In small cell is Cushing's disease and SIADH. And in large cell is gynecomastia. Looking at the genetics, squamous cell is associated with p53 gene, adenocarcinoma is associated with EGFR, KRAS and ALK, small cell is associated with L-MYC, and there is no genetic association of large cell carcinoma. Now looking at the important histopathological features, there is one histopathological feature seen in every squamous cell carcinoma, whichever organ is affected, that is keratin pearls. So in this image you can see keratin pearls. In this slide you can see the increased number of glands than usually seen in any lung histology. So increased glands means adeno. So this is a slide of adenocarcinoma. In this image you can see there is a brown stain, so that is the TTF1 stain of adenocarcinoma. So you can identify adenocarcinoma based on the increased glands and the TTF1 stain. So in this image you can see there is a blood vessel, the wall of which is stained blue. So this is called as Azzopardi effect. That is one finding seen in small cell carcinoma. There is one more finding in small cell carcinoma, which is, if you look at the nucleus of the cell, you can see that it is not evenly colored. So you can see white dots in the purple background. So that is the salt and pepper appearance of the nucleus seen in small cell carcinoma. So there are two findings. One is Azzopardi effect, which is the bluish coloration of the wall of blood vessel, and salt and pepper nucleus of the cell. So moving ahead to large cell carcinoma. So there are no typical findings seen in this, except that there are large cells seen in the histopathology. Now we look at the next differentiating feature, that is the immunohistochemistry. So P40 is associated with squamous cell, TTF1 and napsin A is associated with adenocarcinoma, NSC and chromogranin is associated with small cell carcinoma. Now apart from these, there are other important histopathological slides which are to be remembered. So we will move ahead to that. So we will first focus on this slide. In this image you can see that if this is a lining, there are cells present on that lining. So this is compared to the appearance of a butterfly sitting on a fence. So that is called as lepidic pattern. So lepidic pattern is also described as butterfly on fence appearance. So the fence is the normal lung and the butterflies are formed by the tumor cells. Now this is seen in bronchoalveolar carcinoma. Next important slide is of the electron microscopy images of mesothelioma and adenocarcinoma. Now if you carefully look at the villi, so this is a single short villi which has no branching, whereas this villi is a long one with branching. So short villi with no branching is seen in adenocarcinoma, and the long villi with branching is seen in mesothelioma. Okay, thank you.